did James 2 actually mention the example of can that safe faith him?
Can that safe faith? God, I didn't even say that right.
Yeah.
I took the wrong thing you said and made it wronger. That faith save.
Because like if you find someone that needs food or something like that, and the Lord save you, it's like, well, you didn't do anything for him, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's James.
Could just be some preacher stuff. Some preacher may have just said that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Could do.
Martin Luther, my pastor said, Martin Luther had called James an Epistle of Straw. And like initially, like essentially threw it out, like ignored it in its entirety because of, which I think he did recant, and I think he found how it fit into because the battle cry, so to speak, of the Reformation was like sola fide, like by faith, we're saved by faith alone, because they were coming out of and bucking against like a very like works-based system, and you know, when you read James, it's like it's really hard to say, oh yeah, faith alone, because James goes on to talk about Abraham, and it wasn't Abraham's faith only that justified, and it wasn't. He talks about Rahab, and it wasn't. You know, it was Rahab's action,
and her faith, because just like what James said, without works, faith is dead. So if you just believed, they're gonna be the ones. They're the right ones. But you didn't do anything. It's like, what use is that?
Yeah. Well, something that Luther later said, I believe he said it later in his life or ministry, was it's like, God doesn't need your good works, but your neighbor does. You know, absolutely. It's like, I think that's kind of where James' heart was coming, because James was talking as a person who's been transformed by the gospel to people being transformed by the gospel and showing them this is what it looks like. Because think about it, man, like, I believe that it is a consensus belief that the book of James was written by the brother of Jesus, who at first, like, all of his brothers were like, really? Imagine like growing up with, I mean, you and I are brothers. Imagine like growing up and just knowing someone, and then all of a sudden they start making these huge claims and start doing these huge, you know, miraculous things, and like that would be so
incredible things that are not credible in the way.
Hard to credit properly, and that would be very hard to come to faith in that person. But you know what? Like, him being faced with like, my brother has been killed for this, and now here he is standing before me. It's like, that did something to him, very obviously. The whole reconciling the book of James in its entirety with like sola fide is like, it's really worth looking into.